Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to the 90s, where out of every stupid bastard on earth, I would say I should fit right in, because literally I've gone for the all black attire with the the shade blade, as you may see, and welcome all of you back to my second video on Alice in Chains' facelift. Now, previously, ladies and gentlemen, we kind of discussed almost immediately how the very first song spoke heavily about drug use, overdosing, and almost the high of basically living almost for nothing apart from dying young enough so that you could enjoy all the great things about life, and then you die. That's like the pseudo, Brandon Lee, River Phoenix, Kurt Cobain. But then again, no, Brandon Lee, that doesn't really... He was killed by accident. That's the different style there. And I'm pretty sure that was it was exactly how River Phoenix died, but that's besides the point. Also, two things I just want to say before we get started proper. First of all, I don't particularly feel that well because I've literally ate what I can only best describe as about an entire teaspoon of garlic. It's coming up to that time of year, and I'm afraid of vampires coming in the middle of the night. So yeah, don't do that, by the way. It's not a good idea. I didn't even wash it down, so the breath of garlic is so strong in my mouth, and it's so bitter that I almost have to sort of salivate my mouth every 4 seconds and stuff like that, just to try and flush it out, so to speak. Also, the song in question, Man in the Box. The very short story, it doesn't have anything to do with the song itself, but I remember 10 years ago, me and my family were going to holiday to Turkey, and we were stuck on the plane with a small family, a mother, her mother, and 2 kids called Luke and Lily. And literally the entire trip, you heard the grandmother shout, "Look, behave! Look, behave! Look, if you don't behave, I'm going to send you back to your father in a box!" Yeah, and by the way, this went on throughout the entire, and I mean the entire journey. How long was the journey? 4 hours. And it was almost intermittently stopped when you heard, "Lily, if you don't stop crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about." That is just so... that has so badly, scorched itself into my mind that I can't think of, that phrase anymore without, being put in the box without thinking of that. I say grandmother, she wasn't a man or anything like that, but she had a rather butch sort of voice. That's why I was putting the whole thing on. But yeah, that really didn't have anything to do with anything. So let's get straight to it. Man in the Box. Oh, hello. I'm going to turn this up. That's what I'm going to do. Very grunge. Very grungy. just a small little note. I really like it when they really like hold on to those notes. So they go, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I love the way they hold on to it because I can't even remember the last time. Well, it might have been The Ritz by Black Sabbath was the last time I like talked about that sort of stance. But I just it's a very underrated part of singing because you can make it sound dramatic, you can make it sound sad, you can make it sound like you are clawing for your last breath. I can almost imagine he would be singing it with like his head tilted like this. He goes, "My in my eyes, can you sew them shut?" I like that. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was "Man in the Box" by Alice in Chains, and I'm I'm starting to like get even. I love like the direction of this entire. It goes from from glorifying death to now almost painting a picture of wow, this sounds pretty bad, huh? Doesn't it? And then it expects you to sort of go about your business. They talk about man in the box, and they talk about like a lot of imagery involved. Well, a lot of like poetic symbolism involving dogs and how where some people are treated in almost like second class. And I wonder if it was in any way specific. The more actually, the more I think about it, isn't it true that perhaps in some strange way is it meant to be like a song about like animal abuse, perhaps, or is it meant to be like a song about in my opinion, is it meant to be a song about like trying to confine people and trying to suppress people? Is that what it's like trying to go for? Because it does sound a lot more like you succumb to abuse, and the only thing you want more than anything is just sort of a way out of this hell. Because getting out of hell, ladies and gentlemen, is one thing, but it's also quite another when you feel like you are confined in your own making. I mean, so my eyes, can you sew them shut? Jesus Christ, deny or make it. It's like, no, now that you've, in fact, to be honest, even if we're going to go for the idea of like religion, is that I have heard it once said is that once you stop believing in something, all you want to do is kick it till it's dead. So is this merely a man going through like a change of heart? He's become consciously aware of his surroundings, and now he is basically a very conscious little scamp, trying whatever he can to get out of whatever world he now lives in. But it's a disturbed, but it's a captivating is the word, and that's the best way to like describe Man in the Box in one word. It's very captivating, and it's not really one of those things that's really set in stone by its definition. You can interpret it as a case of like animal abuse. You can interpret it as being being confined to being no more better treated than a dog. And, well, what is it? You could either play dead or you can bite back. I had like a really cool little pun worked into this somehow to end this off. But, well, as they do say, ladies and gentlemen, every dog has its day. And you can't put a healthy dog down, eh? It's not all about the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog, and, well, you know the rest. I think I've exercised that enough. Good boy. And with all that being said and done, I hope all of you guys enjoyed Man in the Box as well, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. So take care, and bye-bye for now.